Hello, welcome all. Today, for some of you, this might be your first actual crochet project. So well done if you got this far. Yeah, so today we're going to be making these nice crochet coasters. They don't take that long to make, although if it is your first time, it may take a little bit longer. To make these, I'm going to have to teach you how to do a thing called increasing. It's basically adding more stitches to the piece. I'll show you how to do that when we get there, so don't worry about that yet. The yarn I used is, I forgot that I lost the label to this, but it's a thick acrylic yarn. You can use any yarn you like, really, just as long as you use the appropriate hook size. And well, if you use slightly thinner yarn, your coaster will be a little bit smaller. But yeah, that's basically it for now. Let's get right into it. Obviously, if you haven't seen my tutorials before, I will be using the treble stitch, I will be using a magic ring, and I will be increasing, which is, I'll show you how to do that today. So let's get into it. Also, to anyone who's interested, this is the yarn I used. I managed to find the label in the end. So yeah, soft and chunky acrylic yarn. And all the supplies will be linked in the description if you'd like to get your own. Keep these here because it's fun. We are going to be starting off with a magic ring or a magic circle. They're the same thing. If you don't know how to do that, I have made a tutorial on it on my channel. There you go, magic ring made. So, after you've made the magic ring, we are going to be chaining 3. This is going to count as our first stitch. So there's 3. We're going to be doing a treble stitch. So again, there's a tutorial for this. You yarn over into the magic ring, yarn over into 2, then into the others. So that's 1. We're going to be doing 11 treble stitches all the way round. So we're going to be working in the round here. And this chain 3 will count as the 12th one. So we're going to be doing 11 plus that chain, 12. So keep on doing, so do 11 treble stitches all the way round, and I'll meet you when you get back. Okay, so I have just done my 11 stitches round. We should have 12 in total, including that chain. If you have a hole in the middle, which I had earlier, and I just pull this, so just pull this, and that will tighten up this hole here, so it turns into a circle, basically. So to actually close this off, in the 3 chains we made at the beginning, in the top of that chain, we do a treble stitch. No, not treble stitch, sorry. We do a slip stitch. So just like that. So that's what yours should be looking like now. Now, this is where the increasing will come in. So let's chain 3. Now, we have to increase all the way around. And what that means, we're adding more stitches to it. So normally, alright, when you're working, you would go in this stitch once, then this stitch once, then this stitch once. Because we're going to be increasing, we're going to go in the same stitch twice. So this counts as 1. So in this same hole here, we got the chains in, we do a treble stitch. And now 2 are in the same kind of hole, right? So let me show you this again. So let's go in the next stitch and do a treble. And now, normally you go in this one, right, and continue going around. Because we're increasing here, we're going to add more stitches. We do one, not in here, in here. In the same one we went in before. So how there's 2 coming from that now. So now we keep doing that. We go in the next one, as we would normally. And now, instead of going to this one next, we go in this hole here. The one we just went in before. And you keep doing that all the way around. So we're doubling our stitch count. So we're going in. And then we're going in the same one again. Hopefully you can see that alright. This one right here. You kind of, yeah. Comes with practice, obviously. If you're struggling with this, then be sure to let me know in the comments. So we keep on doing that all the way around. So that's one, and then another increase. So in here. And I'll come back when I've gone all the way around. Okay, I have done this all the way around till there's no more stitches left. Now what we would do is do a slip stitch in the 3rd chain as we did previously. So in this chain here, we do a slip stitch. So we're going to chain 3 again. And we're not going to, so we're going to do a pattern where we're going to increase, not increase, increase, not increase, right? So let me show you this. So we're going to not increase here, so we're not going to do nothing here. And we're just going to go into the next stitch. And this stitch we're going to increase. So remember, not in this one yet, not in that one yet, in the same one we've been in. So that's an increase. So I've just done an increase, and now we don't do one. So none there. Now we just go into the next one. And this one's going to be an increase. So see that pattern? We're going to go, I've just done an increase here, so let me go in the other one. Just like any regular stitch. That's it, we're done with that one. Now we're going to the next one. This one's going to be an increase. So after we've done one, we go in again. And that's an increase. So we just keep on following this pattern. So normal. And this one is going to be increasing. If you're wondering why we increase, it's because so increasing, we're adding extra stitches, so it's going to get, makes it flatter, right? If I didn't add any stitches, and I was just working up without increasing, it would be like a tube, it would be like a bowl kind of shape. Because we're increasing, we're flattening it out and adding more stitches to it, so it's an actual like coaster shape. If you'd want to make a bowl, then it would be like a tube bowl kind of shape, like, yeah. But we don't want that. We want a coaster. Unless you do want that, then yeah. So that was an increase. So we're gonna do a normal one. So no increase needed there. And now this one here will increase. So it goes increase, no increase. I think you get the point now. So yeah, keep on doing that all the way around. So, as we would normally, when we get to here, the 3 chains we made, go in the first chain and do a slip stitch. Now, if you get to this point and you're thinking, mine looks kind of bowl shaped, that's probably because you haven't increased properly or you've increased in the wrong places. That's fine, especially if this is your first project. I remember making this coaster and mine looked like a bowl. I would try and find it. I think. No, I don't have it with me at the minute. My first ever coaster I made, it kind of looked like a bowl and I missed some increases. That's fine. That's The more practice you get, the more better you'll get at it. So this round we're going to chain 3. This is going to be our final row. To make it that one little bit bigger. So this row we did all increases. This one we did every other stitch we increase. This one we're going to increase every 2 stitches. So we're not going to increase here, so that's 1. And then we do 1 here. So we're not going to increase. And we're not going to increase again. And we're going to increase on this one. So I'm going to do 2 stitches and then an increase basically. So 1, 2, the chain counts as a stitch, remember? 1, 2, and then an increase. So we're going to increase in this one. Can my camera focus, please? Thank you. So to demonstrate again, so do 1 stitch, normal. 2 stitches, normal. And then this next one, let me just get my camera to focus. This next one, we are going to do an increase. Oh man, there's knots in my yarn. That's really unfortunate. So yeah, an increase here. And we'll continue this pattern. So no increase, 1. No increase, 2. And then this one here, we would increase. So keep following that pattern all the way around until we get to the end. Okay, so I've just, in that chain 3, I've just done a slip stitch, as we always have. And I have noticed here, I have actually made a mistake. I've missed a stitch here. And, yeah, so I do still make mistakes. See where that hole is? Yeah, there's a stitch there I meant to go in. And I didn't, I must have missed it. Which is fine. Yeah. Just is what it is, I suppose. So, to fasten off, you do a slip stitch. No, sorry, a chain, I mean. And then you just pull on that chain slightly. And then now you can cut your yarn. And you can pull this all the way through. And then this makes a knot you can pull tightly. And that's sealed that in place. And if you don't want this, and this tail end as well, you can get a sewing needle. Not those really like those metal knitting ones that are like really sharp. I just use a little pink plastic one personally. So yeah, put the yarn in there, and you just go in any of these stitches. I like going around the outside because I think it's neater, but you can go in any of these stitches. Doesn't really matter too much what stitch you go in, as long as it goes in something. So you do that for a few stitches. I like to do quite a few just to be extra sure. Doing it in like 4 or 5 would be fine. So after going in a few, I can cut the yarn, making sure not to cut the actual piece, only to cut the other bit. Sorry if my camera isn't focused. And that is your project done. I'll do the same with this, with the tail end actually. So let me just do this quickly. Just go in some random hole, pull out, some random hole, in and out, and cut. And that is your first, it may be your first, or whatever project it is, that is your finished coaster. I hope you've enjoyed making this. I didn't cut this properly. And If this is your first and you've made quite a few mistakes, don't worry. I've made a mistake. And on my first project, I definitely made a mistake. So yeah, that's how you get better at it, basically. Just keep on practicing. And now you know how to increase. So that's very good. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you want to help me out, I suppose. I will be coming up with another tutorial, probably about decreasing. I may try and find a project. I don't know, what do you prefer? Do you want to make a project whilst learning how to decrease, or do you just want a lesson about decreasing? I don't know, tell me in the comments. And yeah, I shall see you in the next one. Goodbye.